Today, I will be recreating this NIST SP800-38D document in LaTeX. To do that, I will be using Overleaf, which is an online LaTeX editor. This will also allow me to share what we create with you in the description, and you'll be able to play around with it. So first, to understand the document we're recreating, there's a couple different parts. So we have this bar at the top. We have two columns of text, and this is actually a picture of a logo, and then this is text on the right side, and then on the bottom we have this spaced out text with a top and bottom bar over it. So we'll be recreating each of these parts in LaTeX. So starting off with our project, this is just the basic project that Overleaf gives you to start with, and it comes already with this graphic-x package, which is what we're going to use to insert the image. And I have this image already loaded in my project, so this is what we'll be inserting for this logo. So to start off with, we can start inserting some of the packages we're going to be using. So we need to first set some of the margins of the paper we're going to use. So this is actually the geometry package, and we're going to be setting some of the margin parameters. So these are all parameters to the package, and the actual package is called geometry. Additionally, we can set the font that we want to use. So the original document uses a Times New Roman font, so we'll be using the font encoding package and the math PTMX package, which is going to provide us that Times New Roman font. So now we can begin with the first part of our document that we want to recreate, which is that black vertical bar at the top. So first we want to specify no indent because we don't want our bar to be indented, and then we'll use the rule command and give it a length of text width, and 12 points is going to be the thickness of the bar. So there we have the bar at the top. Now we can start with these two columns of text. So to get those two separate columns, we're going to use the paracol package. And we can begin a paracol environment, and we're going to give it a parameter of 2 for two different columns. And we want to make sure to end that. And we want to say paracol. And so now when we start typing, we're going to be in the left side of this paracolumn. So we're going to first add some vertical space. So this is going to be some vertical space between this bar and our left-hand text. And we want 0.5 centimeters. Additionally, we'll want to have some spacing. So we can use 1/2 spacing. So this is going to affect the amount of space between each line of our text. We're going to use large size text, and here we do want to indent, and we can write the text that we want. So NIST Special Publication 800-38D, and then a new line, and then in bold text we'll use the TextBF command, the date that the document was published. Cool, so that should show up now. Awesome. It looks like it didn't include the package for that spacing, so that's the set space package. So there we can see the error goes away and we have the proper spacing. Additionally, we do want to play around with some of the paragraph indenting, so we're going to set the length of the pair indent to 10 points. And so that's going to just affect how much space there is to match the original document. And we can get rid of this. That was the boilerplate of the Overleaf project. All right, so now we can get started with the rest of the left-hand text, which is going to be this image. So we want to add some additional vertical space. We'll do 1 centimeter, and now we can include graphics, we can use a scale of 0.8, and that's going to match the sizing of the original document based on the image we have, and include that image.png. And there we have that. So now we're completed with the left column. We can use the switch column command to switch over. So now everything we write is going to be on the right column. So again, we're going to want to add some vertical space between our right column and that black bar at the top. So here we'll use 2.5 centimeters. These are just numbers that worked out well and match the original document. Here we're going to use double spacing. We're going to be using large text. We don't want an indent here. Oh, got rid of my large. We don't want an indent here. And all this text is going to be bold. And so we're going to write out the actual text. Recommendation for block, new line, cipher modes of operation, new line, galloy/counter, mode, GCM, and then a new line, and GMAC. And that's the text we wanted. And we can see it's appearing in the right column. Next, we can add some additional vertical space of 0.75 centimeters. And here we want to use large text, no capitals, and again, no indent, and then the author's name. And that is the black bar, our two columns, and next we can work on this bottom text. So we're going to do that outside of the paracolumn environment. And here, this is where I had to seek out a little help on how to do this. And so the code I'm going to be showing you is actually from a Stack Exchange thread that went into a little bit on how to do this. So I don't fully understand everything that I'm about to type, but I'll explain what I do know, and I'll link to the original thread if you want to read more about that. So outside of our paracolumn environment, we do want to add some more vertical space of about 0.5 centimeters, and now we can begin with that bottom text. So this is the link to the Stack Exchange post that I'm referencing. I'll also link it in the description. And this is going to be how we're going to get this effect of the two lines with the text in between. So we're going to begin a center environment, and then we're going to begin a tabular X environment as well. So we'll have to include some additional packages to use that. So cell space, tabular X, and book tabs. So the tabular X package provides a way to create tables. So this text is actually a table of one row and one column. And then the book tabs package is providing these lines at the top and bottom. So we've used those packages. Now we'll want to specify the parameters to our table that we're creating. So we want it to be line width long. And now we're going to set some parameters on the way our table is going to be formatted. So we want to use centering. So that just means that the text within the cell of our table is going to be centered. And then this X here is going to provide us a one column and one row. And now within our table, we can add a top rule, which is going to be the line that we want, and we want to make it 1 point thick. Then we're going to add some line space, so this is going to be space between our line and our text. So we're going to do 7 points. Then we're going to add actual text, so computer, and then there's actually two different spaces between this text, so we're going to do the space command to add those two different spaces, and then security, and then a new line. And then we're going to add some additional line space This is going to be from the bottom of our text and our bottom line. And now we can add the bottom rule of 1 point thick. So it looks like I messed up some of the syntax. Let me see if I can see where I messed up. So it looks like I spelled tabular X wrong. So let me fix that. And if we recompile, there we go. So now we can recreate this spaced out text effect. And to do that, we're going to be using the microtype package. So we can use package microtype, and we can set the argument of letter space to be 600. And this is going to provide us the ability to use the /line style package or line style command, and that's going to use the letter space of 600 for this text. So we can see that that text spreads out. So that is our recreation. We can now download the PDF and do a side-to-side comparison. So here is our generated document, and here is the actual document provided by NIST. We can do a side-to-side comparison. So as we can see, we're really, really close. There's a couple things that shift around, but overall, we've nailed the style, the fonts, the placement of everything. So again, I will provide a link in the description to this overleaf project so you can make a copy of it yourself and play around with it. Additionally, I'd be curious to see if any of you guys have any ideas or thoughts on ways I could have implemented some of these features or effects of the document in a simpler or better way. Thank you.